Do you ever get bored with your everyday, average life? I know I do. Well, I did. You know, conventional wisdom says when we grow up, we grow older, our parents pass away, and we get what's left over. An inheritance. Well, that wasn't good enough for me. I wanted it right now. I wanted all the money so I could enjoy it right now. So you know what I did? I walked right up to my dad, and I said,
Dad, I want what's coming to me right now. My youngest son looked me in the eye and said, I want what's coming to me right now. I'll tell you what I was thinking was coming to him right now was, I brought you into this world, I take you out, make another one look like you, nobody will know the difference. But I'm his father and I love him. So I gave him what he asked for. And I told him if he could make a better life somewhere else, so be it. So he took the money, he packed the bag, and the next thing I knew,
I was out of there. I mean, there was a whole world waiting for me to explore. And you know what the first thing I did was?
he got lost. The boys know Magellan. I heard he asked for directions 4 times before he ever came out of town.
It was only 3. And one of those didn't count because I didn't understand the guy, so I was like, I shook my head and I left. And besides, the reason I'm not very good with directions is somebody didn't take the time to teach me.
Don't go there.
Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. I finally made it out of town, and I started living it up. I mean, I had all the friends in the world, I had the best clothes, the food, and the ladies. Let me tell you about the ladies.
No, let me tell you about the ladies. They may have all been women, but none of them were ladies.
Yes, they were. There was Morgan and Sheila, and no, they weren't ladies. And Kelly and Michelle. Okay, so none of them were ladies.
As I was saying...
Wait. Connie. Now, Connie was a lady.
Lady of the evening.
All right, never mind about the ladies. But the food, and the clothing, and the friends. I mean, it was amazing. Until
Till his money ran out. All of it. Just about the time that big recession hit.
there wasn't any work to be found anywhere. I looked high and low, and finally, I got me a job as a manager. Okay, maybe not a manager. How about an assistant or associate? Yes. All right, I was a bacon preparation assistant.
Oh, what?
I sloughed hogs. I mean, I couldn't believe what I had done with my life. I had squandered everything my dad had given me. I mean, there was no money to be made. I had no roof over my head. It was all gone. I mean, there was days I would have gladly given anything to eat what I was feeding those hogs. But I couldn't. They wouldn't let me. I had squandered everything in my life away. It's a constant reminder of hunger pain. Just the misery I was in. Day after day after day.
After day, I watched and I waited. My heart broke as only a parent's heart can. But I knew that one day he would come home. One day.
And one day it hit me. I knew what I had to do. I had to humble myself, and I had to go back to my father and just ask for a job. Because the lowliest servant back at his house was living like a king compared to me. They had a roof over their head, clothes on their back. I mean, I just had to humble myself and just ask for a job, because I couldn't ask for a handout. I couldn't ask for him to take me back, but maybe he would let me work for him. And so I wondered,
what if he doesn't come back? What if he doesn't come to his senses? What if his mother and I never see him again?
Again and again, I ran it over in my head as I made that long journey home, back to my father's house, just what I would have to do. I would ask for forgiveness, and maybe, just for a job, nothing else, just maybe.
Maybe today the day she's coming home. I'm going to sit on the porch and I'm going to look out in the distance and I'm going to see him as he makes his journey home.
Home. That word means so many things right now. Love, acceptance, security. And there I was, just a few hundred yards away from that.
It was a beautiful day. I was out on the porch enjoying a cool breeze and a glass of iced tea. And I looked way off in the distance, and there he was, coming home.
And he stood up. He looked my way. He squinted, and I could tell he could recognize me, and I was wondering, would he tell me, "I told you so"?
I told you so. Sometimes every time I would talk about my son coming home, some of you would just roll your eyes into the back of your heads. But I knew. I never gave up hope. I just knew.
I knew he was going to be angry. I knew I had made the wrong decision. So I had stopped.
You just stood there.
I couldn't move.
Well, I couldn't just stand there, so...
He jumped. I mean, he literally leaped off the porch. I had never seen him do anything like that before. I mean, he was like a school kid, and he was excited about something. And I figured out he was excited about me. So do you know what I did?
You know what I did next?
I ran.
My heart was pounding in my chest, but all I could do was run to him.
He ran to me like I had never seen him run before. He was so fast. His arms outstretched to say, "Welcome home."
Welcome home. Welcome home. I screamed as loud as I could, but I knew he was way too far off to hear it, so I just kept running, and we ran toward each other. I just wanted him to jump into my arms like he did when he was a little boy, so I could wrap him up and tell him, "It's gonna be okay." And as I got closer, I could see tears running down his eyes.
He was crying.
Tears of joy. So you know what my son did next? He jumped.
I actually jumped. And I was just so excited. And do you know what my father did?
I caught him and I fell backwards. That's a big fella.
And then he hugged me. Like only a father could. I mean, he just embraced me and accepted me. And I just said, "I'm sorry. Have mercy. I don't deserve to be called your son."
My son is home. Grab the clothes, put shoes on his feet, cook a big meal. No, cook a feast, for today we celebrate. My son will no longer be living as an orphan. All of my hope has now come true.
I guess it was hope that kept me going. I guess it was just hope that I'd be accepted. I guess it was just hope that someday I could be forgiven.
Forgiven? You're forgiven. There is no anger, there is no pain. We will never speak of this again. So my son, who was lost, is now found.
Good job, gentlemen. I'm glad that the Father never gave up on us. He's the God of the second chance. Can you say amen?